Yeah.
Every day that you wake up is a new opportunity for you to seek out what God has for you.
Yeah.
Every day has a purpose in its own.
Mm-hmm.
And if we put enough of those days together
Yeah.
in a lifespan, in a lifetime of your life,
Yeah.
you'll be able to accomplish something amazing and something great.
And keep building. Hey guys, welcome to Raw Talks. My name is David Mac Jones, and today I'm here with my boy Tedo Alberto. Bro, introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, my name is Tedo Salazar, man. Yeah.
Man, this dude right here is lit. It's my brother, man, my brother. And
Keep going.
you know what I'm saying? And today I really want us to talk about, purpose. We've already talked about identity, making, finding your identity in Christ and how important that is. But I really want to talk about purpose, because a lot of people, young people, they're like, what's my purpose in life? What was I put on earth to do? And people look for their purpose in different things, and whether it's their talent, their gifts, their creativity. But I really want us to, really dive deep on, what that means. So, what is purpose to you, bro? What would you say is purpose to you?
Purpose to me, purpose is greater than anything you can ever imagine for your life.
Yeah. That's good.
You think about the greatest thing that you could ever do, and it's greater than that.
Yeah.
Isaiah in the Bible, the prophet talks about that his ways are not our ways, and greater than our imagination. And that tells me and leads me to believe that God has something prepared for us that is greater than we can ever think or imagine or believe in,
Yeah.
And purpose is the driving fuel behind the calling that God has placed over our life. There's a calling over everybody's life. I believe everybody has a purpose.
Yes.
No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how famous you are or how unfamous you are, everybody has a purpose. You know? And it's up to us as human beings, as believers, if we're believing in Jesus and is walking in this faith, to uncover that and see what it is that God wants us to accomplish in this life.
That's true.
We only get one life.
It's not a rehearsal.
It's not a rehearsal dinner.
I tell people that because, we kind of sometimes I want to say complacent with life. Just think I'm gonna just do whatever and maybe one day I'll figure it out, instead of being intentional and doing that. And that's why that's why I'm doing Raw Talks. To be honest, to challenge people to discover what your purpose
Challenge
is.
yourself.
Challenge like real. You know what I'm saying? Discover what my purpose is. Discover your purpose is so that you can build a legacy. That would outlive you.
And that's why purpose is so dangerous, man. Because, like you said, it leaves a legacy. Your purpose is meant to outlive you and to go into the next generation. And that's why it's so good and it's so awesome and it's amazing. But that's why it's also so dangerous, because once you know your purpose and you start walking in your purpose, that's when the enemy comes to attack you. Someone who is walking in the purpose is a prime target for the devil to attack,
to bring down.
Because he doesn't want you to succeed.
He doesn't want you to, because he knows the result of where your purpose is. Your purpose is going to help. It's going to bring freedom. It's going to bring financial stability to you and your family. It's going to transform lives. So you're always going to be challenged, and that's kind of like the next point that I want us to touch on, is understanding that it costs something for you to discover your purpose. It's not a nickel you find on the floor. You know what I'm saying? It's free, but it's free from God, but it's gonna cost you
to achieve it,
and to bring it to life. And I just want to talk about because I feel like we've been through similar journeys in understanding that situation. Or we've gone through situations that really showed us, brought us so much pain. But it's funny, but through those situations, God has given us purpose, through this pain. And I want us to just touch on that, what it means.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I was saying just a couple seconds ago, when you find your purpose, purpose is a target on your back. And the reason why there's going to be trials and tribulations when you're walking your purpose out is because there's going to be things that the enemy tries to place in your path to make you stumble, to make you stall, to make you get complacent and say, well, I've done enough and this is enough for me now.
Yeah.
When there's so much more.
Yeah.
Every day that you wake up is a new opportunity for you to seek out what God has for you.
Yeah.
Every day has a purpose in its own.
Mm-hmm.
And if we put enough of those days together in a lifespan, in a lifetime of your life, you'll be able to accomplish something amazing and something great.
And keep building.
The thing is that you just got to keep your focused on the goal.
Yeah.
You can't take away your eyes from where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
You do that, and you'll end up in a tough spot.
Yeah.
You'll end up down for a long time. And like you were talking about, our journeys are kind of similar. At the beginning of the 2017, we never thought that year would start off the way that it did, right?
Nah, it didn't. Yeah.
And then to see now the start of 2018 and where we're at now, we're like, wow. 2017 was like a journey of its own. It was like, wow, so much life happened in those 12 months. But you know what? I believe that we kept our eyes on the goal and we kept our eyes on what God has planned for us, and look where we're at now. You know, you would have never thought you were at now, or if you would have thought back then, right? So it's an amazing thing to know your purpose and to live that out.
Yeah, that's good, bro. That's good. And I just want to round it up, today to talk about like understanding. Discovering, your purpose, it's a process. And I really want to use, like, one of the good examples for me is David, because, he was destined to be king, but, from when he was destined to be king to when he was actual king, the stuff that he went through was crazy, And for me, like, one of the things is that you need to identify, the seasons where you're in the wilderness, where God is going to tell you to tend your sheep, like sheep, when he just wants you to do those things that are mundane, but those things that are mundane are actually building your character. And for David, it was like tending sheep, and God was testing his heart to see if he can protect what he gave him, and that was like making sure the bears didn't kill the sheep, and making sure like, the lions didn't kill the sheep, so that when God gave him the command to go after Goliath, he wasn't afraid, so, I just really want to touch on that because I know that it's huge. And before we round up, do you have any last thing you want to say about purpose along those lines? Or
it's
whatever?
kind of funny you were talking about David because I was just thinking about that story just earlier today. And I was thinking about how after David killed Goliath, he went back to tending sheep.
Yeah.
After his greatest battle, his greatest victory, he went back to doing what God called him to do in that moment.
It's true.
And we're going to have some victories, but we always got to remember to stay humble and to go back to what made us person that we are, always go back to the foundation, to the source, So, man, David.
Thanks, bro.
Crazy character, man.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Last thing, always remember the process is there to develop your character so you can maintain what God has for you coming. Man, thank you guys for staying tuned for this episode. Man, I look forward, to having you more back on the show. There's more stuff we gotta talk about. You already know. This is just an intro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here for you.
But man, thanks, man. So guys, always remember, live up, be real, be authentic, be whole.